Hey guys, what's up? So I want to start doing this um, new thing um, where I just turn on, press record, and turn off my brain, and then just say whatever is on my mind. Um, I think I'm gonna do this for a month. Um, so today is as of right now, February 2nd. So I'm gonna go until do it until March 2nd. Um, just for something to do. Well, something more to do. Um, so what brought this on? Why am I doing this? So basically, I finished my backlog. Um, I I kind of realized that that was really the only thing that I had to do. So, so as for something new to do, I decided to just, I don't know, press record and just talk. Because I usually do this anyway. I usually talk to myself. Um, and because that's how I think. Um, and I'm realizing that knowing that I press record actually makes that a lot harder to just do it. It's a weird. It's weird. It's like you subconsciously put pressure on yourself. And I guess that's why people have scripts. Um, but that's not how I'll be doing things in these types of videos. These will be completely unscripted, just ramblings of a madman. Um, Pokemon Legends Arceus came out, so and that has been my newest obsession recently. So that's the that's the image I'm using to represent myself because I chose female character in that game because for Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl I chose the male character, so I thought I'd change it up. Um, Mainly because it is literally the same character designs. Um, and if you played the game, that's not only the same character designs, but I won't get into that for obvious reasons. Because if you haven't played the game, it's like the weirdest thing. You really got to see it for yourself. Um, so my backlog, yes, that is what we are going to be talking about today. Um, and that's another thing about pressing record because are you guys like this? Because I'm like this. Um, where you kind of just like when you press record, you start out kind of slow, kind of like, oh, I don't know what to say. Your mind goes blank, and then as you get yourself going, you kind of like hit a stride, and you just because I noticed that that just happened where I'm I'm just kind of going off, and whereas was this has been recording for 4 minutes now. Whereas, so I guess 4 minutes ago, I was like, oh, hey guys, this is when I want to do, it's gonna be a thing, maybe, blah, 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 blah. And then but with a 2 minute pause between half sentences. Anyway, 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 anyway. Um, I would say that that's my 11 o'clock alarm. I would say that's neither here or there, but it is, because the point of these things is to just say shit until I run out of shit to say. It's the ramblings of a madman. That's what I should call this, the ramblings of a madman. Except I'm not mad. I actually have papers that say I am not insane. I was tested. Anyway, backlog. Check it out. You can't really see it. Let me move the representation of myself. I like that, kind of like poking out of the corner. Well, here is backloggery. This is my backloggery. This is what I've been using to track my backlog. Although last year I kind of was slacking with it, as you can kind of tell from the memory card over here. Like, I checked off a lot of these today. I did not beat all of them today. You can see, last year I kind of was a bit lazy. But yeah, here's... I want to go through them, tell you guys about them. So Bravely Second. I guess this is where we're starting off. Bravely Second was a decent game. It was not as good as Bravely Default, but still pretty fun. I liked it a lot, and I liked it enough to 100% it. Devil Survivor 2. This is a game that I don't want to do all the endings like I did with Devil Survivor 1, which I have played 8 times. Because I don't like it as much. Because I don't like it as much as Devil Survivor 1, so I don't really feel like I want to do all the endings. But I think I want to do the quote-unquote true ending, of course, which isn't really the true ending. But one character has 2 endings, and one of them is kind of like bigger than the other one, so it's kind of the true ending. So I want to do that, and I also haven't done the 8th day or whatever the record breaker calls it. So I just have that one marked as beaten. Then Donkey Kong. This is Donkey Kong Country Returns on the 3DS. This game kicked my ass. This game was not fucking around. Especially the minecart levels. Like, it demands perfection from you. You jump too soon, you're dead. You jump too late, well, you're dead. You jump too high. If you can jump high or low depending on how long you hold down the jump button. You jump too high, you're dead. You jump too low, you're dead. You gotta be perfect. You gotta hold it down for, like, not even half the... Like, you can't tap the button, because then you don't jump high enough. But you can't hold it down for even a quarter of the second, because then you jump too high. This game wasn't fucking around, man. Dragon Quest VII, Fragments of the Forgotten Past. I'm really bad with Roman numerals, but that's 7. I really liked this game. It took a while to get going. Like, we're talking... You don't even go into your first battle until, like, 2 hours into the game, where you're just kind of, like, running back and forth between point A to point B, all over and over and over again. I mean, Persona 4 had a longer intro, but Persona 4 at least had a really interesting story that kind of, like, didn't make it feel as long. So, I mean, and I mean, this game does have a good story, but unlike Persona 4, the first part of the game, those first 2 hours where you're running back and forth, it's not a whole lot interesting has happened, which is why there's no battle. But I would say realizing why it takes so long to get, it's why it takes so long to get anything to happen in that game. It was actually a really cool thing they did. It was a cool revelation. Dragon Quest VIII, Journey of the Cursed King. I liked this game, but not to the extent that everyone else likes it. Everyone says that this is the best one. I'd put it like number 4. I mean, it was a good game. I have not played a bad Dragon Quest game. But I didn't get why everyone says this one is the best. Because I have played 3 other Dragon Quest games that are better than this one. Fantasy Life. I don't like it, but I don't dislike it. I'm like indifferent towards it. It's a fun game. The combat's kind of too simple, though. It's like it tries to do so many things that each individual thing kind of feels lacking. And the story is... it tries to replicate Dragon Quest's witty humor, but I don't really think it succeeds. But as a total package, I enjoyed my time with it. Fire Emblem Echoes, Shadows of Valentia. So this one, I really liked this one. I kind of liked the beginning half more than the second half, though. I kind of felt like balancing between, your 2 armies was a little overwhelming. But fun. Some of the maps were really not great, though. Like, some of it is just straight up like, you fight these guys, and there's not really much strategy involved in the strategy RPG. So, and I didn't like the weapon arts system where each you can't use that weapon art even if you learn it unless you're using the weapon you got it from. It kind of felt like it limits you to, like, if you put a weapon on one character, that's it. They've got that weapon for life. Like, it feels like you can't branch out, because the game would, like, punish you for it, basically. So, yeah. I like that game. Pretty good game. Fire Emblem Fates. Not a lot of people like Fire Emblem Fates, but I really like Fire Emblem Fates. And that's probably because I only played Birthright. I have the special edition, so I can play Conquest and Revelations anytime I want, but I've so far only played Birthright. What I've seen from Conquest and Revelations is that Conquest has really good looking maps. Um, but a really shitty story. And Revelations, the stuff I've heard from Revelations honestly kind of ruins the whole story. And I heard Revelations is kind of a slow burn gameplay wise. I heard Revelations is just not good. Which is unfortunate because Revelations was actually my first choice. When it, gives you the branch of fate, but I was like, it gives you a warning saying like, don't do this unless you have played the other two routes. So I was like, okay, I won't. I still played the first chapter anyway in Revelations because, if you get the special edition, you can play. Well, you could. It doesn't matter anymore. It was out, I think it was either a week or a month early on the special edition because it came on the cartridge. It wasn't available to download until sometimes after launch. But on launch, you could play it, so, of course I was gonna take advantage of that. That was rad as heck. But yeah, I really liked Fire Emblem Fates. I really liked the gameplay. I really liked Birthright's story. I really liked Rinka. And a lot of people didn't like, but I figured out a way to make that unit work. So, and I think they're really good. Maybe not the best, but I think they're really good. Alright, Kid Icarus. So, yeah, so this one is really good. It's really good. But the aiming controls suck. Because you move with the control stick, right? But there's no second control stick because it's the 3DS. There's no second control stick. So it uses the touchscreen to aim. It just feels super clunky. I didn't like it, but the game itself, once you get a hang of that control, the game itself is incredible. The writing is hilarious. The gameplay is really fun. It's just an all-around good game, and it hurts me so much that we won't get another one. Another Kid Icarus. For 13 years? There's only one every 25 years, so 13 years. Also, Palutena is the perfect woman. Pokemon Moon. Pokemon Moon is currently my favorite game. And this was a difficult decision because Pokemon Yellow had been my favorite game for 20 years when this game came out. So admitting that I liked something better than Pokemon Yellow was hard. But I eventually came around to it. I came around to the fact that sometimes your favorite can be beaten. And a lot of people didn't like this game. But this is the best Pokemon game. And, I mean, I'm not finished with Pokemon Legends Arceus. But that might have dethroned Moon. as my favorite game, and I say specifically Moon because I think the nighttime ambience of there's some cutscenes where the game forces it to become daytime or nighttime, depending on which version you get, and Moon does nighttime. I think the nighttime ambience, number one, nighttime in this game is beautiful. The moon in this game is beautiful. But the nighttime ambience, I think, creates the perfect atmosphere for those scenes that it forces it into nighttime. This game's it's just a beautifully made game. It's awesome. Please play it if you haven't. Like this isn't just my favorite Pokemon game. Pokemon is my favorite series. So when I say that this is my favorite Pokemon game, it's my favorite game, period. It's that good. Please play it. It's awesome. Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon. Oh yeah, and when it says I've done everything possible multiple times, I really did. I cleared the Elite Four like 8 times. I did, the Royal, the Pokemon Royale, a million times. I fought the Master Royal like twice. Battle Tree, everything, you name it. I've done it. I have exhausted this game's content to death. I bled it dry. I got every last drop out of it. That's how good this game is. That's how much I didn't want it to end. I wanted to keep doing stuff in it. This is an awesome game. And my attachment to it took me a while because I was in college when it came out. So I didn't have a whole lot of time to dedicate to it. So it actually took me 2 years to finish it in its entirety. So my attachment to it might be partly due to the fact that I just spent so much time with it. And that's probably how I came to love Pokemon in general so much, because when you're a kid, you don't just go through games like that. It takes you forever to get anywhere. And I think that's part of the reason why I like this one so much, is because I had that childlike experience with this game because of I was too busy to play games. It's kind of wild how I had a childlike experience for the most unchildlike reason. Anyway, Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon. This one was alright. It wasn't as good as the Explorers games. And it certainly wasn't as good as the Rescue Team games, but it was good. It was a fun game. I enjoyed it. It's a good game. There's a lot of these, so I'll probably just say, yeah, good game. For some of them, if I don't have too much to say, just, good game. But yeah, I liked Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon. Not a lot of people liked it, but I liked it. It was way better than... I don't even remember what the other one on the 3DS was called. Oh, yeah, Gates to Infinity. Yeah, that was terrible. Gates to Infinity was no bueno. Pokemon Ultra Moon. Okay, so since I loved Pokemon Moon so much, surely this would be the greatest game of all time, right? Nah. Everything that I just said about Pokemon Moon does not apply to Ultra Moon. So because basically what Ultra Moon did, and not just the Ultra Sun and Moon games, is that it took everything good about Sun and Moon and threw it out the window. But it also took that void caused by everything that they discarded from Sun and Moon and filled it with a bunch of, like, pointless stuff that I didn't care about. I can describe Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon as an experience that feels simultaneously bloated and watered down. Because it takes everything good from Sun and Moon, throws it away, and puts in a bunch of bells and whistles that it super didn't need. I just don't get it. And one of the things I liked about Pokemon Moon is that the available Pokemon in the region actually felt like they belonged there. In Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon, they just threw a bunch of stuff, and it's like, there was, like, no cohesion. Like all the Pokemon that was in Sun and Moon, you could tell they thought about it, like, oh yeah, this Pokemon could be in a tropical area. And Ultra Sun and Moon, they were just like, yeah, you'll just put Zoroark in there, he's cool. Just whatever. So, yeah, Pokemon Ultra Moon was, like, the first Pokemon game that I did not like, and I think I fully consider it the worst Pokemon game. Do I think it's a bad game? No, I mean, it's Pokemon. But I did not enjoy it. And I think part of the reason why I dislike it so much is because of how much I liked Pokemon Moon. Is like everything I liked about it was gone. I don't know. I didn't like Ultra Sun and Moon. I liked the VGC in Ultra Sun and Moon, but I did not like Ultra Sun and Moon. Rune Factory 4. Rune Factory 4 is a game I really liked. I've heard of the Rune Factory series like all my life, but I've never actually played one, so I picked this one up. I liked it a lot. It's a good game. There's just one problem. I can only marry one girl. And Forte and Margaret, the decision between those two broke my heart. So anyway, Stellar Glow. Stellar Glow is something I honestly thought wouldn't be too great, but I was just like, yeah, I'll get it anyway because, it got good reviews. It was almost as good as Fire Emblem. It was really good. It surprised me. It's a good game. And then Yokai Watch 2. Yokai Watch 2, this is the one that everyone says is the best in the series, but I liked Yokai Watch 1 better. I don't know, I just didn't think it was as good. It was still a great game, though, now, don't get me wrong. But, Chrono Trigger. I can't believe I did not play this until now. This is such a good game. This game is so good. It has some of my favorite characters. Frog. I love Frog. Robo. He's awesome. Isla's great. Everyone in this game is great. It really made me happy that Amphibia made a Chrono Trigger reference with having a character that's basically the spitting image of Robo. I really liked that. Honestly, this game is like a perfect combination of so many great things. It has real-time turn-based combat with, the ATB system. It's got Akira Toriyama doing the character design. It's got a really interesting story that really, I didn't think it would grip me as much as it did, and it really got me. And I like how it takes... There's a part in the beginning, like a court... where you're put on trial in court, and it takes note of everything you did. And presents it as evidence against you, like breaking and entering. Like, you can just walk into everyone's homes in these games. It will actually say, like, he just came in here and took 5 gold from my drawer. I really enjoyed that. Did you, when you bumped into someone and, they dropped something, did you talk to them first, or did you go for the thing that they dropped? It's, for such an old game, it does a lot of really cool stuff like that. Dragon Quest V, Hand of the Heavenly Bride. This game is rad. This game is so rad. Let me tell you how rad this game is. This game is the best Dragon Quest game. And I thought nothing could top Dragon Quest IX because of how customizable that game is. Not this game. I was not expecting this game to be as good as it did. This game blew my mind. And I'm not going to tell you how, because you really got to play it for yourself. But it just... Whoa. Oh. Everything in this game is set up so perfectly. This is the best Dragon Quest game. Dragon Quest V, Hand of the Heavenly Bride, is the best Dragon Quest game. And when you realize why it's called that, oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, this is such a good game, man. Guild Wars 2. This is my favorite MMO. When I got this PC, I wanted to dedicate myself to only just one MMO. Because in high school, I played like a bunch of different MMOs, but I never got anywhere with any of them. So I researched every possibility, and that's the one I came up with, and I do not regret it. This game's awesome. The combat is so much fun. Honestly, that's really all you need. It's just a good game, man. I play an Azura Mesmer. He's awesome. That was actually, up until that point, I always made my characters in game look like me. But in this game, I couldn't make a character look like me, or how it looked like at the time. Because the closest I could get to my hairstyle on like the human was like a Justin Bieber hairstyle. I didn't want that, so I went with the Azura to go out of my comfort zone, and it doesn't look like me, but it like feels like me. You look at him, it's like, yeah, that's a boy. Phantasy Star Online 2. I can't tell you how weird it was to have this game on my computer. I have been waiting for this game for so long. I thought it wasn't happening. I gave up all hope. And then Microsoft was like, hey, it's coming 2020. And I was just like, no, it's not. And then it actually happened. And it actually lived up to the hype, the idealized pedestal version of the game that I've had for so long. It actually was that. And I 100%ed it. I 100%ed an MMO. I didn't think it was possible, but I totally did it. And I did it again with Phantasy Star Online 2 New Genesis. I mean, at the time of writing this, now I, because they've updated the game, I didn't want to. But at the time, I was 100%. Dude, it was so surreal. It was supposed to come out in 2012, but it didn't. So 8 years later, boom, here it is. It's real. It felt so crazy. Final Fantasy VI. Everyone says, not everyone. A lot of people say that Final Fantasy VII is the best. And if you ask everyone, what's the best Final Fantasy game? Half of them will say Final Fantasy VII. Half of them will say Final Fantasy VI. And the people that say Final Fantasy VI will usually tell you that Final Fantasy VII is overrated. And it is. Because Final Fantasy VI is actually... It's a great game, by the way, Final Fantasy VII. It's a great game. But Final Fantasy VI is just that much better. I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. It was a good game. It was a good game. Kingdom Hearts on the PlayStation 2, so this is not Final Mix. Because I looked at the stuff that Final Mix added, and you got power creep weapons. I hate that stuff. It's like, I don't want the game to be easier, so I played the original, and I loved it. It was awesome. It has, a really slow beginning like Dragon Quest VII. Not as bad as Dragon Quest VII, but still pretty bad. But once it gets going, oh my god, I was addicted. This is the best Kingdom Hearts game right here. PlayStation 2, Kingdom Hearts 1, not Final Mix. I did everything, literally everything you could possibly do. Oh my god. And Sephiroth was actually pretty easy in this game. I found the Ice Titan and Kurt Ziza to be harder than Sephiroth was. Yeah. Digimon Cyber Sleuth. It's a good game. I wish there was more to it. Because once you get down to it, it's really not that. It's like one of those games that it feels like there's a lot of depth, but there kind of isn't. And I mean, this was at a time where Digimon was like on like this came out originally on the PS Vita. You know, a game system that was on life support. And when at this time, you know, there was Operation Decode going on, Digimon itself was on life support as a brand. So I mean, I can't really blame it for being kind of like for being really simple. It's got an awesome story though. It's pretty good. Digimon World Next Order. So, you know, Digimon started out as a Tamagotchi spinoff. So, Digimon World Next Order, since we never got Digimon Decode in the West, unfortunately, that was the ultimate irony, where Digimon Decode was the game that basically everyone says, this game looks awesome, why don't we have this? And basically caused a revival of the brand over here in the West, which was previously dead. Because everyone wanted to play this game, and it was the one game we didn't get. We started with Cyber Sleuth, which is the one that came after Decode. So this is the next best thing. You know, it's basically a modernized version of Digimon in its original form. This is the quintessential Digimon experience. If you are a Digimon fan, you gotta play this game. Like, you gotta do it. And I made note of, you know, my first two eggs. I started Pichimon, Yukimi Bodamon, and Pichimon became Bukamon, then Snow Goblimon, Seedramon, then it died. Then Yukimi Bodamon, Niaramon, Snow Agumon, Taomon, then it died. And those were my first two. So yeah, if you want to play a Digimon game, but like, say only one, this is the one you get, because this is basically Digimon Cyber Sleuth is a standard RPG themed around Digimon, whereas Digimon World is a Digimon game, if that makes sense. Dragon Ball Fighter Z, fuck Bran. Dragon Ball Xenoverse. This is the closest thing to Dragon Ball Online we'll ever get. The story on Dragon Ball Online is canon. And this is basically like a retelling of that story, so this is also canon. Yeah. And if you don't think it's canon, get fucked. Dragon Quest Builders. This game is actually really... I thought I would hate this game. But leaving town at nighttime honestly feels like... gives you the same feeling of going into the wilderness for the first time in RuneScape. It made me feel the same way I felt when I played RuneScape for the first time, and that's a feeling that I have not felt in a long time. This is probably the worst Dragon Quest game I've played, but I mean, it's a spin-off. But I still really liked it. And it made me feel things that I thought I would never feel again. It's a cool game. Dragon Quest 11. This is number 3 Dragon Quest game. I rank my top 4: 5, 9, 11, 8. This is a really fun one. Has an awesome cast. I'm losing my voice. So, let's finish this up quickly. Yeah, I really liked it. It's an awesome game. Final Fantasy VII Remake, not as good as the original, still really awesome. Tifa's super hot. Let's be honest, that's the reason we all got it. And it is worth it for that. Final Fantasy XIV, this is a game I was reluctant to try, but I was really curious to know how it would feel to play an MMO on a console instead of on a PC. And as it turns out, I really liked it. So, I did everything. I mean, that's a topic for another day, but, this game is way better than it has any right to be. Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. Everyone says this is the best one. I don't agree. I think Kingdom Hearts 1 is better. But I like that it has like the Dream Drop Distance battle system where, you know, you got your skills and it flips through it like a deck. I liked that. It's pretty high up there as far as Kingdom Hearts games go, although that's not really setting the bar. The bar's not really set too high when you've got. I really like Kingdom Hearts, but most of the games aren't very good when you've got things like Chain of Memories. The shitty card game, RPG, Kingdom Hearts game. I mean, the Kingdom Hearts games that are good are really good. The ones that are bad are really bad. There's no in between. And this one was really good, for the record. I enjoyed this one. Aqua's hot. Ni no Kuni 2, I enjoyed this one. It was fun. A lot of crazy things happen into it, and you really gotta see it for yourself. It's absolutely bizarre. I mean that in the best way possible. Some of the most bizarre things I've seen in the game. Persona 5. This game is awesome. This game is the reason I got a PS4. It is the only game I have platinumed. It is the only game I ever will platinum. And it exceeded every expectation. When this game came out, I was actually at a point in my life where, like, I didn't care much for Persona. Like, it was like, you know, I've been hyped about Persona 5 since 2014. And it took so long to come out that when it did come out, I kind of, like, just didn't care. And then, but, you know, I got it anyway because, you know, why not? And it like, reminded me why I liked Persona 4 again. It's like, playing a Persona game for the first time feels so crazy. It really is an experience like no other, and I forgot what that felt like. And this reminded me, Persona 5 reminded me why I liked the series so much. And I think because I played Persona 3 and 4 so many times, I kind of like burnt myself out on the series. And that's probably why I didn't care when it came out. But man, this is a good game. Spider-Man PS4 is a good game. I have spent entire days just swinging around the city. Just going swinging around the city. Like, not even like fighting any bad guys, just swinging around the city. It's just fun to move in this game. It's a good game. Valkyrie Revolution. Now here's something you might not hear from me. This is a bad game. Hear from me a lot. This is a bad game. That's probably the only time today you'll hear me say it. This is a bad game. And I was so like done with it. I just wanted to get it over with, so I turned it into my first and so far my only blind speed run. And in a way, I think that made me like it better because I like made it my own. You know. World of Final Fantasy. This was a game I didn't think I would like, but I really liked. And it's really cute, too. Yakuza 0. This is another game I didn't think I would like, but I really like this one. This is a good game. Animal Crossing New Horizons. For the longest time, I was on the fence about this game, because I had spent so much time into New Leaf, I felt like I didn't want to start over again. But I was just like, I'll pick it up, see what happens. Completely took over my life. And there's actually, I was not expecting this because New Leaf didn't have anything like this. There is actually a main game that you can beat. So yeah, that was something that I did. And like I said, it all happened too fast, but it was better to do it now than regret it later. Chris Tales. Chris Tales is a really... I liked Chris Tales. If you want to play an old school Paper Mario game, it felt like playing, Thousand Year Door, where, it's turn-based, but if you would press the button at the right moment, you'll attack twice. Or if you press the button at the right moment, you'll block the attack. If you want to play Paper Mario, so many games tried... It's a game that makes you feel like you're playing a Paper Mario game, but not so much where you just kind of think, okay, this is fun, but I'd rather just play Paper Mario, like Bug Fables. If you want to play an old school Paper Mario game, modernized, but still retains its own identity, Chris Tales. That's what you do. Go for that game. Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. I got this game exclusively because you can play as Cranky Kong. I remember when they showed this game off at E3. They were telling you, you could play as Donkey Kong, you can play as Diddy Kong, you can play as Dixie Kong, and one other character, but we won't tell you which one it is. And I remember the interviewer said as a joke, Cranky Kong's playable. And, the Nintendo representative just kind of said, you'll just have to wait and see. And it actually ended up being Cranky Kong. And that was funny. Yeah, so I got that game just for that. I just thought that was hilarious. And Cranky Kong, Cranky Kong is the original Donkey Kong from the arcade game. The Donkey Kong we know today is Donkey Kong Jr. This Cranky Kong is Donkey Kong Sr. So, if you think about it, Cranky Kong's the most important Nintendo character. If it wasn't for him, Nintendo would not be where they are today. Donkey Kong was the start of Mario. Happy Birthdays. Probably the most underrated game I've ever played. yeah, it's not for everyone, but I really enjoyed it. Um, Water Life is way too OP. It caused me to accidentally beat the game sooner than I wanted to. Um, so, and because of that, maybe I'll do like a playthrough without using Water of Life. Also, the ending is really depressing. Um, where so the story. This is the one. I feel fine spoiling this one because it hurt me. Um, it like betrayed me. Um, so the whole story is about how the entirety of Earth has like reverted back to no life, so you have to restart life on the planet. Um, so you do that, and then you go home, and your quote unquote mother greets you, like say hey, and then the narration just says, I have never seen this person before in my life. This was not what we discussed. Basically, you restored life on Earth, but everyone you knew and loved is dead. Like, you didn't bring them back. You just restarted life on Earth. It was, and I looked up. I'm like, okay, obviously that's the bad ending. There is no information on this game. There is absolutely no information on this game. So, how long have we been recording? 56 minutes. No wonder I'm like about to die. Yeah, there's no information about this game anywhere. So, did I get a bad ending? It's possible, but there's nothing online that confirms if there is multiple endings. So, and I don't think there are. I think it just ends on that really, really dark note where everyone you know is just gone forever. So, Luigi's Mansion 3, I played this game for Halloween 2 years ago. This is really fun. I'll read you what I have to say about excellent game. Only criticism I have is not being able to control the camera, which makes it hard to find hidden items because you can't, pan around the camera to look at this. And the controls can feel clunky at times. Super Section is a really cool mechanic, but it's literally 3 times you use it over the course of the entire game, only 3 times. And only once is required. All the other times to use it is just to get like optional collectibles. Which it's such a shame because it is really cool mechanic. And I actually thought it would be like how you would finish the game, like beat the final boss using no, not a thing. I wish there was more use for it. But I really liked it. I enjoyed it. I even got all the hidden collectibles, which I went into this game being like, yeah, I'm not gonna do that. That's too tedious. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna do that because I really like this game. I wanted it to last longer. Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020. I played this game yesterday because I thought it would be fun to do this while the Olympics were actually going on. It was enjoyable. I enjoyed it. I mean, I wouldn't play it again, but it was fun. Monster Hunter Stories 2. So I've never played a Monster Hunter game before. So, and because, everyone says it's really good, but, checking out is like, you're basically chasing a wounded animal, chasing down a wounded animal to kill it for sport, and I'm just like, what? That's horrible. But in this game, you kind of, it's, the opposite. You're like a Pokemon trainer with them, so I could get behind that. So I played it. It's fun. It's really good. I enjoyed it. I liked the game. And it made me more receptive to main series Monster Hunter game. I asked about it on like GameFAQs and everyone got like super defensive about it. Like, maybe you shouldn't play games at all. I'm like, dude, chill out. Like, I like to beat up bad guys when I play games. I don't like to kill defenseless animals. I don't know. But they assured me that, you're basically like, in the main series, you're basically like a park ranger that is like, the ones that you hunt down are the ones that are like destroying the ecosystem. So, I could get behind that, so I think I will try it out. Pokemon Sword. This one's kind of a mixed bag. I liked it. It's a great game. But it's like, it's aight. It's kind of, there's some parts of the game that I think are really good, and other parts of the game that was just like, like Spike Myth, worst town in the entire series. The gym wasn't that special. It was funny. It was funny, but gameplay-wise, it wasn't that special. The team I used was Inteleon, Corviknight, Snom. I did not evolve him until post-game when I had to complete the Pokédex. That was painful. Surfetched, Cursula, which I got in a Wonder Trade. I got Corsola in a Wonder Trade. Then it evolved into Cursula, and I was like, excuse me? That's illegal. And Alchemy, it was a tough decision between Alchemy and Hatterene. Eventually I went with Alchemy because he's so adorable, and also Milcery was one of the Pokemon that I just found randomly in the wild. Like, there are some spots that, like, of the grass that start rustling, and if you go over them, you'll get, like, a random Pokemon. I was actually a little bummed that they started doing the overworld Pokemon, like in Let's Go Pikachu. Because I wanted to be, like, genuinely surprised by all the new Pokemon. And I was surprised by that one, because I got that one randomly, so that one's, like, special to me. Clobbopus. Surfetch was better than Clobbopus by all means, but Clobbopus was adorable. Colossal, not as good as Corviknight, but really good. Toxtricity. Toxtricity honestly had no place on my team, but he was pretty cool. Arctozolt, the same, had no place on the team. This is the first game where I did, like, a rotating team, instead of just, like, these 6 are, these are my Mons, and then just, if I replace a Mon as, like, permanent, I rotated these guys in and out throughout the whole game because, you could access your box anywhere, and, you couldn't turn off the XP share, so I thought, like, hey, why not? I've never done that before, let's do it. So, I mean, these were the Pokemon that I used throughout the entire game. These ones are just what I used for the final boss. So, yeah. Shin Megami Tensei 5. This game is really good. I was actually worried it wouldn't be too great, because I didn't like Shin Megami Tensei 4 that much. It was just kind of like, eh. But this one completely blew me away. It has an interesting story, which Shin Megami Tensei 4 did not. The characters are enjoyable, which Shin Megami Tensei 4, you could equate those characters to cardboard cutouts. The battle system's really fun. I really like the main character's design. It's a good game. Splatoon 2, I didn't like it as much as Splatoon 1, but it's a good game. Super Mario 35, this is fun. I 100%ed it. You know, I beat every course. And what I mean by that is I won a match in every course. So, you know, that's basically like 100%ing it. And, you know, now that the game's been taken offline, you can't do it anymore. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. I played a game you can never play again. Isn't that neat? And we're back. I had to take a little break to have a drink because my voice was I was going to die. Normally, if that happens, I would just end it, but we are not done. We are not done. We are only halfway through. Actually, we're almost done, but might as well finish what we started. Anyway, Smash Bros. Ultimate, best Smash game. Literally, I can see myself playing this game even after the next game comes out. It's that good. I don't see how it can be better. I honestly can't see how any Smash Bros. Game after Ultimate can be better than Ultimate. This is about to become my Melee, and I am okay with that. And that's from someone who didn't like Melee. But you know what I mean from that. You know what I mean by that. I'll be playing this until the end of time. This is the game of a century. Torn of the Golden Country. Made me cry. For all the good reasons. It really destroys you. It's a prequel, so, like, you know what's gonna happen. It's a slow-moving train wreck in the best way possible. It was good, and, of course, Xenoblade 2, one of the best games I ever played. I even put it, one of the best games I ever played. It really is that good. Xenoblade 1, I think, is overall the better game, but Xenoblade 2, I think, has the better characters. I was more... Finishing Xenoblade 2 was like saying goodbye to, like, a group of friends. It's like, we will never see these characters in a new scenario, and that destroys me. I really like Xenoblade 2. Skyward Sword. Everyone says this is the worst Zelda game. I loved it. It is the first Zelda game I 100%ed, and I think still the only one. I got pretty close with Majora's Mask, but I don't think I did everything in that game. Like, absolutely I actually got, like, every single heart, which I never do in a Zelda game. I would even put this in, like, my top 5 Zelda games. It would be, like, in the number 5 slot, but it would still be up there. No, I would put Breath of the Wild in the number 5 slot. Yeah, I put it in the number 4 slot. Well, Breath of the Wild was really good. No, I'd put Skyward Sword above Breath of the Wild. Yeah. Super Mario Galaxy. Um, what if you wanted to 100% Mario Galaxy, but then God said you can now play as Luigi? A lot of people like Galaxy 2 better. I liked Galaxy 1 better. And Super Mario Galaxy 2. These games are awesome. It really captures like the classic. Well, I mean it's like a 10-year-old game, so I guess like it's a good Mario game. It's just really good. I like the red star that makes you fly in Galaxy 1. I think that's like my favorite power up in the entire Mario franchise because it's just so fun to fly around with it, but it's like you never get to use it. It's it's so much fun, but you never get to use it. Um, Galaxy 2 is fun, but I think Galaxy 1 is just a little bit better. Earthbound Beginnings, it's Earthbound but worse. Earthbound is really good. I mean, that's like a super high bar, so that doesn't really mean much. It's still a good game, but I didn't like it as much as Earthbound. Still a good game though. The music I think is better in Earthbound Beginnings. I think the music is better than in Earthbound. But I liked it. Like Torn of the Golden Country. The end made me cry. Paper Mario. I actually never played the first Paper Mario. I only played Thousand Year Door and Color Splash. And I own Paper Mario and the Origami King, but I haven't touched it yet. Mainly because I got it because it looked like it was a return to form, like return to the old style of Paper Mario, and I was really disappointed to find out people said it only goes halfway with those elements, and it's not really a classic style Paper Mario game. So I downloaded Paper Mario 1 on the Wii U Virtual Console. Excellent game. Not as good as Thousand Year Door. Thousand Year Door takes this and improves on it in every single way. But in a world where this style of game is pretty much no longer existent, this game is awesome. This game is awesome. Splatoon. I like Splatoon 1 better than Splatoon 2. Also, it has Squid Girl, and I like Squid Girl. Super Mario 3D World, I was absolutely... Not a lot of people liked 3D World. They, say 3D Land is better. I was blown away by this. This game is gorgeous. This game... It's like a classic Mario game, with the levels, the side-scrolling, but like the Mario 64 version of it. It's so good. I love Super Mario 3D World. Super Mario Maker. I mean, this isn't really a game. I love software that allows you to practice game design without having to go through hurdles such as learning to code and making art assets. You can just practice game design in its purest form. And Mario Maker is really good. I haven't picked up Mario Maker 2, but I really want to. Yeah, just Mario Maker's good. And there's some really good stuff that people have made, and I've made some stuff that I'm really proud of, but not nearly to the level of that I've seen some people do. Kind of makes me question my abilities a little. Super Mario U, this one, the new Super Mario Brothers series, I think the one on the DS, the first new Super Mario Bros. I think that's the only genuinely good one. This one is okay. I basically got it just for Super Luigi U, the Luigi mode, which is awesome. I haven't finished Super Luigi U because it's frustratingly difficult, but it's awesome. But Super Mario U itself, I mean, it's kind of you know, it's kind of. I mean, it's not a bad game. It's just not anything special. Tokyo Mirage Sessions. Everyone hates this game. I love this game. It's a crossover game from two of my favorite series, Shin Megami Tensei and Fire Emblem. But it actually does something really creative by also taking an original. It's basically Persona, but with like Fire Emblem mechanics. They could have just done like a normal, like a Smash Bros. Kind of deal crossover, but they did something original, and I really respect it for that. Then again, you know, a traditional Smash Bros. Like crossover between these two series would have been really, really crazy because it's like the most unlikely pairing, Fire Emblem and Shin Megami Tensei, especially since one's sci-fi and one's medieval fantasy. But yeah, I think Tokyo Mirage Session, and not only as a crossover, but like as just a game itself, it's good. And Xenoblade X, I spent so much time. I 100% it. I mastered combat. I defeated Telethy and friends. I was so sad when this game ended, man. When I had nothing to do left because I've done everything in the game. It was heartbreaking. Because I think it took me 5 years to 100% this game. I poured so much time into it, and just the fact that it was over, it just destroyed me. Yeah, Xenoblade X is a good game. Probably the worst Xenoblade, but still a good game. Xenoblade is the only like game series where every single one of the games is good. Like Xenoblade X, I think is the worst, but it's still like an excellent game by itself, and I love it. I love it. I play it to death. I literally killed this game playing it. Man, what a good game. What a good... These are all good games except for Valkyria Revolution. I rarely say a game that I've played is bad. This is a bad game. But yeah, that's... And you can see, here's how I manage my backlog. So, I separate handheld games with console games, and I do it in batches of 8, so that it's not, like, super overwhelming. So, and I like to give each like, you know, batch of 8, like, its own little title, like a little chapter. So, since I follow the philosophy of save the best for last, which I no longer follow because, it took me so long to get to the games I most look forward to. I was like, yeah, I can just play them. I don't have to, like, save them for last, you know? Because then you create a situation where you're living in the future rather than the present. So anyway, these were the last 8 I played. Pokemon Sword DLC, which I only half finished. I'm still working on Crown Tundra. I only finished Isle of Armor. Earthbound Beginnings, Tokyo Mirage Session, Torna, Paper Mario, Birth by Sleep, Dragon Quest XI, Ni no Kuni, Toonie, Fire Emblem Fates, Yokai Watch 2, Super Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon, Stellar Glow, Bravely Second, Devil Survivor 2, Dragon Quest 8, 7, and here I had for this is like a leftover from when I was still working on... I made a list of all the things I wanted to do in the post-game, and I guess this is what I left it as, finishing the Trainer Passport and running the Elite Four 8 times. And here's my Guild Wars to-do list. This is, like, all the things I want to do in Guild Wars. And this is Game of Week. I'm just gonna gloss over this real quick, because oh, that's all of it. Yeah. Take a good look if you can, because you weren't supposed to see that. But yeah, that was my backlog, and, I finished it, so now I'm gonna do this, like, video series to kinda... to just kinda have something to do in place of it. I mean, I still have games to play, like, of course, Arceus. Oh, I never put on Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl on the backlog list. Huh. Like, Kingdom Hearts 3 I never played, but everything I've started, I finished, and that's what's important. Yeah, so... I'll see you guys back here tomorrow for another pointless rambling. I was gonna say rant, but it's not really a rant. My voice is... even after my drink, I'm dying, bros. It's over. It's over. It's over for me. My voice is so dry. I need water.